And here she is, our superstar, Yaya Diamond. How are you, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great seeing you again. So listeners and viewers, myself and Yaya, we met a couple of weeks ago, actually, because I was a guest on Yaya's show, and you can catch our YouTube video or a video on Vimeo as well.
That's right.
Subscribing to Yaya's channel, of which I will, of course, include the link of this podcast as well. So yeah, it's so lovely to have you on. Thank you so much for joining me today. And and it's extra special. Oh, it's extra special just knowing that you're a fellow survivor as well. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, for you to share your story of childhood abuse, and obviously how you overcome that, because we've all got a story of victory, and I know that yours is extra special. So I really honor you coming on today. Thank you.
No, thank you for having me. Definitely, it's an honor.
Oh wow,
it's a privilege.
So do you want to share your exciting news with my listeners of today?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you're never gonna be anything in life. Well, watch me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, really? And then when you get it, it's like, and check. And check. And what did you say? Check again. So it's one of those. It's just one of those where it pushes you harder, to go after your dreams and your goals. And that's exactly what it did, because all it did was, showed me that, I will go into that later, but all of the stuff that's going on. Okay. So I have my own perfume and cologne line, and that's Yaya Diamond. Oh my gosh. Yes. And it's amazing. The men's cologne line is Refresh. The women's cologne line, there's two. There's Sexy, and then there's Flowers. And they're all essential oils. They smell great. They last all day. They're not overbearing. And Refresh for men can be for women too, because women like it too. So you can just spray it on yourself. It don't matter to me. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
No, but I always wear, if I can, men's sprays and deodorants, because I just think there's just something special in the smell.
No, let me tell you a trick. My daughter told me to clear your face up. Use men's facial cleansers, because theirs gets the dirt out of the pores better than women's, because they're made a little bit stronger to get the pimples and to get underneath the beard and stuff. So you see how clear my face is? Literally, I wear hardly no makeup at all. I just make sure I focus on my eyes, and that's it.
Really? So, but isn't it alcohol based?
No, you can get the non-alcohol based, the sulfite based ones, and they do just as good. And you just get like a loofah.
Okay.
And then you just kind of like circular motion and kind of get all the dead skin. You do your neck and all that stuff. It makes you look, make you look good.
Wow. And especially because you're in front of the camera like all day, every day.
Yeah, you got to make sure you clean all that makeup off your face at the end of the day. I have nothing on my face at the end of the day. And literally, I don't like makeup, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it's kind of like a trick. But okay, so you have the perfume and the cologne line, Refresh, and that's on my website, yayadiamond.com. Okay. The song that I redid, Come Together, came out today.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's out everywhere. It's called Come Together. It's a remake of the Beatles song Come Together, because I figured, around this time, everybody needs to come together anyway.
They do.
So, Yep. So that's out. You can get that anywhere. We're on the internet. We're Records and Souls. Hopefully it'll go big. Please play it. It's on Spotify. So even if you don't buy it, go to Spotify and put it and add it to your playlist, please.
Right. And again, another link I'll be adding in the description box. So
yeah, it's under rock. It's under rock because it's kind of like that rock feel, but it's like funk rock. It's really good. I think you guys will like it a lot.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what else? You'll also
Dream Chasers Radio. Of course, we have so many different wonderful people on the show. We just had like tomorrow we are going live at 1:30, but I know that might be something that might conflict with what we're doing today. But we always try to go live like once a week on health. So COVID health, natural health drops, powders and things like that to kind of help keep your immune system up. So we have some of those interviews up there. So that's on YouTube, Dream Chasers Radio YouTube. So we have that going on right now. And also I will be in Jacksonville on January at a red carpet event for some charity event for A-list people. So A-listers would mean, and not necessarily that. So the people you see in the movie theaters today, or people that you see in the media today, those are called A-listers. They're always up there in the top 100 people of their field. And we will be doing some red carpet events in January, as well as going to LA for the Super Bowl event with Kim Toomey, and we will be broadcasting that as well. So yay!
That is amazing. And also what I found interesting after our last conversation was regarding where you are at the moment. Is the real peaceful place for celebrities, isn't it?
It's really, this place here, Dream Chasers Radio, has always been about truth. It's always given the platform for people to tell the truth. You in media, and not everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but in a lot of media places, you'll see that the clips come and they clipped it, and then you'll see the star say, I never said that, I said this. And then you'll see the clip where they said the full thing. Well, we don't do that here on Dream Chasers Radio. We don't clip people's full sentences off. We don't portray to have them say something when they didn't say it. It's the full thing. I air it. The only time we actually, cut or clip or do something is when the audio is too low, and then I get a pre-approval, or if there's a problem with, the reception or something kind of glitches, or I make a mistake or they make a mistake. Those are the one things that are taken out. Other than that, we just leave it the way it is. And sometimes we don't even need to edit it.
Fantastic. Okay. And it's all about authenticity. And I know that the tabloids sometimes they dismiss that. Yeah.
Right. This is a very safe place for everyone here. I want it to be that way, because I don't want to portray people who may be one way and they're not that way. You have some people that, I don't like them because they're this way. But when you really get to talk with them, you're like, well, did you really say that? Because it just doesn't make any sense now.
Yeah, celeb life, it's really, really, it can be lonely, because I feel that you're so misunderstood, aren't you?
Yeah, I am very, very, yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's very hard because I'm very goal oriented, and I'm meeting women in my field and in other fields. It doesn't really matter what field. You understand being goal oriented by hanging out with other people who are the same, regardless of what industry they may be in. That's why it says, surround yourself with like people and like-minded people. And it gets harder to relate to people who you don't have anything in common with. And I think that's a misconception of a lot of the stars as well, where they don't hang out with maybe their past friend or something, because now they really don't have, and they feel bad. You feel bad. Literally, exactly. You have all of this stuff going on. You're talking about it. You're so excited about it. It's not like you're bragging or anything. No. You're so excited about what's going on in your life. You say something and then they have nothing to say back. How do you feel? How does it make them feel? So that's where the disconnect comes in. It's like, well, you just think you're high and mighty. No, I just feel bad because I got all this stuff going on. I feel bad. I tell you all this stuff that's going on. I feel bad that I just feel bad.
Yeah.
And so I don't say anything.
That's exactly how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not only that, it's your personality. You're vibrant. You're out there. I mean, have you always been this way?
No.
Okay.
No. I've been, when I was young, I think all children have their character. I was very outgoing. I was the one that did the plays and had everybody sit down in the living room, and I'd come out in dress clothes and, and the makeup all messed up. And, I was the clown. As I got older, that kind of suppressed because of the status of the way I was growing up, and and underneath the status that I was, I felt like I couldn't share because I felt bad about all the good things that was going on, but no one else had the similar or similarities in my life. So I didn't want to say anything. So that got really suppressed.
Yeah, because you've got a family of artists, haven't you? Musical artists, like your dad, your uncle. So that would have been a lot of pressure as well. Having to keep...
It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot of pressure, especially since I was on tour about 8 months out of the year with my mom until a certain age. I think at 16, I think I stopped because I really wanted to focus on high school and getting into college and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, bless you. So tell us, I mean, you know, we've just had a real exciting journey of where you are today. Thank you for that. But
Thank you.
So tell us, you know, how you got here. Who is Yaya? What has been your past and the traumas of your past that's made you who you are today?
Yeah, Yaya is a direct product of what happened.
Yeah.
This person you see before me was not me.
Okay.
You know, so going back, I was born Kimberly Thomas.
Okay,
that is my name. And only my mother uses it when she calls me, and whoever else calls me Kimberly, I'm like, well, who was that?
Kim,
you know?
Kim.
Yeah, right. So you know, my mom is Evelyn Thomas. She sings the song High Energy back in the days. And she's a multi-platinum artist. My cousin's Bobby McFerrin. I'm from the McFerrin clan. My great uncle's Bobby McFerrin Sr., the first Black Metropolitan opera singer. So he sang in Porgy and Bess, Raising in the Sun, a lot of different older generation movies where he sang opera. And growing up under that status, and it was like everything was happening. It was so cool. It was like I was in London, I was in Germany, I was in Paris, I was in France, France. Wow. I was in Switzerland, I was in Scandinavia. Then I went to, you know, so we were going everywhere, and it was so cool that I wanted to tell my friends, but all my friends didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So what do? You just don't talk.
Exactly. Yeah, you suppress, absolutely, because they feel inferior, or you
right them, and you don't want to do that. You want to get friends, because literally all the people I hung out with were adults.
Okay.
So no kids, you know. And then when the producers' kids had kids, it was a little bit of a prejudice thing sometimes, because I was Black and they weren't. They were white, and so it was a little hard. It was a really difficult time. I think the privilege that I had was that I was Evelyn Thomas's daughter, so I got a lot better treatment. Okay. But at the same time, there was still friction. So I grew up in a world where I was very privileged, very thankful. But my mom never got a maid. Right. My mom never. Okay. We never lived in mansions. We always lived in the house, just because my mom. It was just me and my mother. Yeah. So, you know, we lived in our means, within what we needed. We never lived over our means. Yeah. And so I washed my own dishes. I washed my own clothes. I cleaned my own room. You know, I did all of that. That was something I did. So it was kind of like a double life. It was like, here you are, you're on the road in a limousine. You're at stadium full people with concerts, you know, screaming my mother's name, screaming all the artists' name. Wow. Then you come home and you have to wash the dishes and clean the bathroom and the kitchen.
So humble.
My mom made it like that, and I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, that explains a lot about you.
Yeah.
Down to earth, easygoing, you know, no ego.
Everybody has one. Everybody has an ego. But keeping it in check is the biggest thing. Like, you keep it in check. Yeah. Wow. So that's pretty much it. So when the incident of when I got molested at 11 happened, it was devastating. I thought it was my fault at first, because I was 11 years old. Yeah, so the whole thing was, I went to the bathroom, I took a shower and everything. I washed my underwear, because that was what I was told to do. You know, after you use your underwear every day, you wash your underwear, you leave it in the shower hanging, so the next day you have your underwear, whatever. And so I did that, because it was like a habit for me, you know, being in the hotels all the time, being on the road all the time. That's what you did. Yeah, you wore, you know, and then that night you washed your underwear in the shower, you left it on the, you know, in the shower. So it was a habit that I had. And I went to bed. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in pain.
Oh boy.
And that's all I remember. And then running and screaming to my mother. And then I hear a bunch of, commotion, and then we moved.
Wow. Oh, wow. So you don't even know who it was?
I do know who it was.
Okay.
I know who it was. Mm-hmm.
What happened at the time? Did you tell your mom?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I can't really speak on what happened after that, because that kind of like messes everything up for a lot. But just know that the one got hurt because they didn't get caught, because she couldn't catch them.
Oh, wow. So it never got to the officials?
No.
Right.
No. But my mom did believe me. She did believe me. We moved away.
Okay. Oh,
the very next day, as a matter of fact.
Okay. Oh boy. Do you find that that impacted you during your later years? Because usually events
No,
like
it didn't.
That,
Later years, it didn't affect it affected me in the immediate years after that.
Okay.
Until I was about 14 years old. And I know we talked about this. But the immediate future, that immediate time for those few years, 3.5 years, it really did affect me. I thought it was my fault. I thought that maybe if I would have not washed my underwear, I mean, it's, this the things that kids think about. Maybe if I had a protection barrier of underwear, that this would not have happened. If I would have locked my door. I mean, I went through the whole different things of, all the things that I could have done to prevent someone's irrational, psychotic thoughts.
Boy, exactly. And so, because usually, the consequences can be quite devastating immediately, where, you suffer a lot of shame and guilt. And I guess earlier you mentioned about suppression, so maybe that was a result as well.
Yeah, I mean, I still find myself suppressing memories, long-term memories. Sometimes, I remember that we were there, but I don't remember like the exact place. Like my husband say, remember we did this, we did that. I'm like, no. So it still affects me to this day. I don't think that's something that is ever going to go away, because that's just something, a habit of me and my mind protecting myself from maybe something that happened. And it's just kind of a habit, so I don't really put myself down for it anymore. I understand why it happens.
Okay.
And I try to enjoy every day as it comes.
Right. Oh, wow. And I love that optimism. So did you seek any help, therapy? No. Okay.
No. So when I turned 14 years old, I went to, we were living in, South Florida, near Miami.
Yeah.
We were living near Miami in South Florida. And in the high school I was going to, which no longer exists, they had a program called peer counseling. And when you get into peer counseling, your first year of peer counseling, in order to be a counselor for the 10th grade through the 12th grade, you have to take 1 year. And the 9th grade, you have to enter in the 9th grade as a peer counselor, and you're in training the whole year. Okay. And so what the counselors do, which adult counselors, they help get you through all the things that have happened in your life.
Okay, right.
So when I did tell them what had happened and, all the things that had happened to me, they were like, that is not your fault. So we went through this whole thing, and I understood the psychology of someone who has a mental disturbance, and that's what it was. It was not my fault. I could not have put underwear on and prevented it. I could not have locked my door and prevented it, because it wasn't me. It wasn't my thought. I was asleep.
Yeah.
I was asleep. It wasn't my fault. So it was the psychotic nature of that person.
Predator, absolutely. And I love that attitude. And this is the kind of messages that I want my listeners to be understanding, that whatever has happened to anybody, where you've been taken advantage of, it's not your fault, right?
It's not.
No, exactly. And
it's not. Yeah. And I think it helped me too, because I got date raped
as well. So later on,
yeah, I got date raped at 14.
That's really close, 11 and 14.
Yeah. But I understood, again, the psychology of it all. And I was like, you know what? And then I stopped dating. I just literally stopped seeing guys.
Okay. You're really strong, that. I mean, at such a young age.
Yeah.
Your mom's instilled some good strength in you.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like you're undefeatable, you know.
I hope, until the day that I'm defeated, which would be death.
Right.
I hope that I am a role model to all those people out there that think that it's their fault. It really isn't. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault.
No, absolutely not. And so what do you think has changed in your life in terms of your relationships, trusting others? Did it have a knock-on effect?
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, me personally, I don't have that outgoing persona when you see me in the streets.
Oh, okay. What are you like in the streets?
I'm kind of like the resting bitch face. You ever heard of that?
That's hilarious.
So I mean, but if you approach me, I'm very nice. I have this, I don't know, my mom says it, my husband says it. He says when people see you, they think you're mad, because I just don't have an expression. I just let my face relax and that's it. It's just that. And I've actually been able to think of nothing.
Okay.
So these are things that I guess, again, my mind has developed to protect me from any negativity. So I'm able to think of the things I want to think of, like all positive stuff, instead of thinking of negative, I could pretty much wipe that out.
Mind control.
Weird. Yeah.
That is a gift. I mean, it's the fact that you're in a constant state of presence.
Right. Also in my dreams, I can do it in my dreams too.
Wow,
so I can actually tell my dream, I don't like the way this is going. Can we do something different? I mean, I've done that and woke up and gone, what did I just do?
I spoke to my dreams. Say
what? Spoke to my dreams. Says no.
Chase. That's why it's called dream chasers.
Right? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think it's just as we use these things to our advantage. I think that a lot of times people think that these are psychotic things that happen to you, or these things, should you have to go to a counselor to get this fixed. No, what I have to do is live my life.
Wow, I love that. And it's interesting as well what you said, when we spoke before about the fact that people can try to knock you down, but if all they're doing is fueling you with more energy to continue. Wow.
It is what it is. It's more like I said, what you said? Cheers. That's me. I am that kind of person. I don't know if that's good or bad, but for me, that's good because it shows me that they have no control over my future. It's like as if they're putting themselves in the mirror and then telling me what they see, and I'm not standing in the mirror.
Okay.
If you're mad at your life, then change it, but don't reflect it on me. Just because you didn't become anything in life and you're upset about your life, don't put that on me, because that's what that is.
It is. I've done a lot on these talks about trollers and haters and just people being so critical. And again, celebs, you guys get it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't understand. I mean, okay, so I did a little bit of psychology. And basically, if you ask someone, how do I look in this shirt? They can't tell you how you look in that shirt. Literally, they have to see themselves in the shirt in order to tell you how you look in the shirt, because they can't relate to you looking. They can only relate to them looking in the shirt. So when you ask someone, how do you look in the shirt? They might reflect themselves off of the way they think they would look in the shirt and then put that on you. The best thing you could do for yourself is say, hey, how do I like what I see when I wear this shirt?
Okay, changing the narrative. I like that.
Right. So again, when someone says to you, oh, you're never going to be anything in your life, where are they bringing that from? They're not bringing that from the perspective of living your life, because obviously they didn't live your life. They don't live your life, and they don't really know everything about you. But they know themselves, and they're mad at themselves. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do for them except to say, I am so sorry you feel that way.
Sending you my love and grace. Yeah.
And move on.
Yeah, for sure. And the best thing that we can do is to live our life to the fullest.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Keep going for your goals, everyone. Keep living
Mm-hmm.
those dreams. Be unstoppable. There are no
Yes.
limits.
Yes. Definitely.
I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Changing a negative to a positive.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that a lot of my listeners are survivors. What would you like to say to my listeners today? Give them some advice.
Advice. Okay, so I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do, but what I am saying is, you know yourself. You know who you are. You know what you can and cannot do. You know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And you know where you need to strengthen things and where things are very strong.
Yeah.
And so don't let anyone else tell you what and who you are, because they will reflect themselves on you, and then it'll bring you down or doubt yourself. If you didn't doubt yourself before you spoke with them, there's no need to doubt yourself after.
I love that. And how can my listeners gain inner strength?
You know what it comes from? It comes from the moment when you decide that you love yourself. Yeah. It comes from the moment when you decide that you've done everything you could do at this point, and everything you've done has led you up to this point to be who you are today. And if you don't like it, you can change it because it's your life. Yeah. You know, inner strength is an amazing thing. Yeah. But it comes with a lot of different movements. Don't be afraid to change.
Beautiful. Is that a song? That could actually be a song. Don't be afraid to change.
Don't be afraid to change. Oh, okay, mine.
Copyright.
Yeah, right. Mine.
So, and are a lot of your songs written and sang from your own experiences?
Some of them are, yeah. Some of them are, and some of them are just experiences that I've seen. You know, I watched a movie, I was like, oh, that'd be a good song. And then just, you know, so I mean, you know, just sometimes it's just not my life, but it's just something that I thought would be kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. And they normally sang from, you know, experiences and feelings and emotions, which is why I just love artists. I just think artists, you're so creative, and you know, you really are authentic, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I would say to the fans, you know, it's so funny because as artists, we love our fans, because we would be nowhere without people who, you know, really love our music, love our talent or whatever. But at the same time, I want, and this is the reason, the other reason that I started Dream Chasers Radio is because I want people to understand that guess what's happening in my life. So right now, what could be, and this is superficial, this has nothing to do with my life, okay? I'm just making this up as I go. It could be that, I don't know, someone's passing away in my life, or someone is you know, sick or in the hospital, or, you know, but I have a life other than my job or the career profession that I chose, and I'm going through too, like you go through. And I want people to understand that, you know, celebrities, people that you admire, they go through some hardships that you may not see behind the scenes because they're laughing and smiling. But when they walk off stage, they might cry. Because loneliness and depression is, and we all saw that in Robin Williams. I know a couple of other different artists out there that told me this. And I had one gentleman on my show, Amadeus. He told me this too, that he just went through a bout of depression. You have to understand that celebrities are so, how would I say, if they're not teamed up with other people, like I said before, that are goal-oriented or have some kind of similarities, usually we are alone about 99% of the time. Wow. And it can be very lonely. Like me personally, I don't have too many people around me that I talk with on an average basis, maybe one person per week, if that.
Serious.
So, you know, I'm not lying. And so it can be very lonely because it's just me behind the camera with my lights and my notes. And that's every day, trying to make sure that I do this, to do the interviews, to get it done. My private life is almost non and void. It's almost not there. So, being a friend of a celebrity, being a friend, or just being a person that they can contact is so important. It's so important. So, be there for that person, as a friend, not as this fan, but be a person contacting another person. And then we can all get excited about all the things that are going on in everybody's lives.
So true. And it's just that simple question of, how are you really doing?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. I mean, I got a bit obsessed with Michael Jackson, like a lot of his interviews, and oh my goodness, the sadness that he had off the stage. He even said, it was in an Oprah interview, he even said that, I'm just sad. I just feel so sad all the time.
Yeah, it's lonely. I concur. It's lonely. I know that feeling. Because when I started Dream Chasers Radio, I was totally depressed. I'm not depressed as much anymore.
No.
But I have some moments where all of a sudden it's like, I have who's my friend? I don't literally right now as we speak, I do not, outside of my family, have a best friend.
Oh, I'm your friend.
No, thank you. But I know I get all like mushy. It's very important though, but at the same time it's hard, because again, there goes that suppression. There goes that I don't want to seem like as if I'm like this. And I do want people to be excited for me, but at the same time it's like, do you open up and risk being the stuck up person that always has something good going on? I mean, there's that stereotypical, you know what I mean? Kind of, it's a hardship. It definitely is.
Like, when you got some good news, who do you share that with? New song release. Obviously you were the Florida Music Hall of Fame nominee. Who did you share that with?
Fans.
Wow. Social media, right?
And family, that's it.
Okay, that is sad. And then you see the Kardashians and their show, and it just looks as though they're highly supported. Well, they probably are within the family network.
Within the family network, yes.
Exactly, but not out of that. Wow, that is crazy. Wow. So where will we see you next? You can share your good news here, by the way. And
thank you.
Yeah, safe place.
Awesome. So Dream Chasers Radio, YayaDiamond.com. I'm combining the websites. So Dream Chasers Radio is going to be YayaDiamond.com really soon. And then we have like the super supporters. I got my Patreon where people can support, become executive producers, and have their commercial on some of my events that are coming up. So we have a lot of different things coming up. They can get on the newsletter. Just go to YayaDiamond.com and sign up for the newsletter. And when I have things going on, I don't just email every week for nothing. If I have something going on and you see an email in there, that's because I got something for you. Okay, I got something for you. But other than that, I'm not bothering you. You won't hear anything from me. You'd be like, I haven't heard anything from Yaya. All of a sudden it's like, boom, there it is. I got something.
Like subscribe again, subscribe.
Yeah, people tell me, hey, I haven't heard from you in like 2 weeks. I'm like, I got nothing to say.
I don't want to just email you, say hi.
Exactly. I can't do that. I feel like that's annoying because I don't like it when it's done to me. I only do it when I have something consecutively coming up and I want to remind people of the deadline or the opportunity. And that's when I do it.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good to know. So and again, I can add all these links in, and you can contact Yaya. Make sure you subscribe to all of her channels and check out all her amazing interviews. And who has been your favorite interviewees that you've had, guests?
Oh my gosh, I love Tommy Chung. He was on the show and he loves his family and his dog and his girl and his children. And then he has grandchildren. So he's in that phase of life where he's just loving his wife, his friendships, his family, his animals. It was wonderful. The second person that really, really stuck out to me was Anthony Hamilton, the singer. He was amazing. He has, I believe, don't quote me, I think 6 sons. And he is, I'm not sure. He said he, at one point, he was, a father that wasn't with the mother or whatever. The story's in there. I can't really say it too good, but I know that he is very, very much on being a father, which is, to me, okay, you can be a singer, you could be an actor, you could be everything, but are you a dad?
Yeah.
When you need to be a dad? Are you a husband or a boyfriend or a father or uncle or a cousin when you need to be that role? That to me is the hardest thing to be when you're in the industry, because it collides so much with schedules.
It does. And all those tours, those months on end tours. He
talks about that. He talks about that. He does talk about that. I did have Walter Clyde Orange from the Commodores on a while ago. I've had the Supremes on my show. I've had a bunch of different people on my show. I've actually had the privilege of interviewing Tito Jackson on a different platform. And it's just, to me, it was just, it's just a wonderful way of just showing people again that just because you're an artist, just because you're successful, doesn't mean you don't have that family life. And to me, family and career, that medium and how you're doing it, that's the most important part for me.
It is. And it's just a reminder to everyone that celebrities, that they're still human. They're still like me and you, listeners, obviously like you too. Yeah. But it's like we put them all on a pedestal, like they're so untouchable. It's like, come on, just get just get real.
A lot of times we don't want to be on the pedestal. We just want to be seen as someone successful in the career that we chose, and we want to help you guys be successful too.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And it's just about you're right, just being equal at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I think a lot of celebrities just want to be seen as a person who's done so many things to add up to where they are.
They worked hard, right? You have to work hard. I mean,
it's not easy.
No, even with you, because you're up really late recording, aren't you?
Yeah, last night I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning. I don't think that even considered to be last night. I think I was early this morning. Yeah. So it can be a very long night. And I still have another one tonight, but I thank goodness have my daughter as my assistant now. And so she's working with me, and she's taking a very big load off. So
fantastic. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, daughter.
Yay. Right. Oh my gosh, amazing. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. So you probably need to go and rest, but it's been such an honor to have you on, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's just important to understand about the celebrity life, and also about overcoming trauma, and the fact that we don't need to remain stuck in that trauma, and we don't need to keep blaming ourselves either, because it really wasn't your fault.
No, it's not. It's not your fault. I do want to say one more thing, if I can.
Yeah, please do.
When I found out that the gentleman or the man or whatever you want to call him was still doing this and still being accused of molestation and tricking young ladies into his 60s. Okay, hello, of tricking young women. He can get them in the music industry or whatever. I called the police station where the complaint was filed.
Right.
And I told them, and I talked to the investigator, and I told them that this had happened to me when I was young. And if they did need someone to testify against him, that I would be honored to come into the courthouse and do it. Fantastic. So you still have the opportunity, even though the statute of limitations may have, caught up with you, per se, you can still be help to those young ladies that may still be in the line of fire, I would say, with this person. But he is ultimately now passed away, and he will not be bothering anyone else.
Fantastic. And do you know what happened to the one who date raped you at 14? No. Okay.
I know where he is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I left it alone.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, but he knows where I'm at too. I made sure.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And if he's watching this, you just say hi, yeah?
Check. That's all I got to say.
Amazing.
That's it.
You can't burn her fire.
Checkmate, baby. That's right.
Just ignite me more. Sounds really evil.
You know, you just gotta, I don't know. It's you just gotta love yourself beyond the people who are angry at themselves, beyond the people who believe that the only way that they can be loved is to take it, beyond the false smiles and the people who say they like you and they really don't. Beyond that becomes it. That is the place that your self-love begins to grow so much that you can literally check. And that's it. And then when they look at you and they smile, you know, it's like, I smile because a lot of times people don't really understand the smile behind the thought behind the smile. And I do have one. Yeah. I do have one. And you know, it's just, you have to love yourself. You got to get past all of that. Just because they hate themselves and who they were or who they were at that moment, I don't care. Doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah, and you always find, you know, those who are really, you know, kind of empaths and just very loving and giving. These are the people, you know, that the predators want to take advantage. They want to steal that fire from you, and they want to try and hinder you. But
they want that fire.
Yeah.
They want it. They need that fire to continue their lives. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to steal your fire. Yeah. You know, but if you can avoid putting yourself, if you're old enough, obviously, avoid putting yourself in those situations. And yes, look stuck up if you have to. If you have to look stuck up, then look stuck up. Yeah. Just to avoid the situation. Yeah. Be puffed up, be whatever you need to be at that moment. Be crazy looking. If you have to put on a face, then do it, just to get yourself out of that situation. And don't apologize for it later. You did what you had to do to keep yourself safe. And that's the misconception of a lot of people. You have to do certain things sometimes, and you have to look certain ways, and you have to act certain ways sometimes just to keep yourself safe.
So true, actually. And I think a lot of us do it subconsciously, where, you know, again, like, you know, women who may have been abused, like I did it. I ended up having boy cut hair, you know, because I was fat, you know, because I just didn't want to look pretty anymore.
Right. Well, that was your way of protecting yourself. Yeah. You know, and as you get older, self-love tells you don't have to do that.
You can own it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did. I started owning it in the end. I was in like, F yous.
Oh, don't get me started. But yeah, you're right. You're certainly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute honor. And guys, if you do have any questions, fire away. You can contact me, email me, or contact Yaya and message her on her social media. I'm sure she'll be so happy to hear from you all. As you can see, it's a fellow survivor who still has so much fire in her belly. And I feel like this is just the beginning. This girl is going places, you know. And I can't wait to hear your song, which is out today. I'm going to play it after this.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely, you know what? Maybe I can send it to you. You can play it.
Please do. Oh, that'd be amazing. I love songs as well. Music. And again, you know, music is so good for the soul. It's just so good to, you know, keep us in a better spirit in life. You know, we need music. So keep going.
Yes, definitely. Wow.
So that's it, my friend. So yeah. And thank you. And yeah, I guess we'll see each other again, no doubt.
Oh yeah. We have to keep each other in contact, because if we don't, who are we going to talk to? Exactly right. Goodness gracious. It's like, how are you doing today? I'm fine. Yes. You're going to go
You're
crazy.
Not fine, are you?
No. Oh gosh.
I know, listeners. So yeah, I will be back again, as you all know, with the next episode. Until then, stay happy, stay blessed. We love you. Stay empowered. Goodbye, everyone.